Hello everyone, welcome back to a new post today, and let's discuss today something very important. That's the renaming of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands after the Param Vir Chakra Awardees, and also let's see a few points about the strategic importance of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So let's move ahead into the topic. Firstly, let me remind you that we are also celebrating Parakram Divas, that is the birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, and there are few islands that are named after him as well. So now the government has taken the decision to name 21 unnamed islands of the Andaman and Nicobar Command after the Param Vir Chakra Awardees. And this is a tribute to the national heroes, and thus the government has decided to name these unnamed islands. Of the 21 islands, let me tell you, 16 are located in the North Andaman and the Middle Andaman, and 5 are located in the South Andaman. The names, the government says, should be a source of inspiration to the future generations, and they have to be remembered forever. Now, the Param Vir Chakra Awards are the highest military decoration that are awarded for displaying distinguished acts of valor during wartime. The Param Vir Chakra is granted for the most conspicuous bravery in the presence of the enemy. The Param Vir Chakra is the highest ranking, the second coming the Mahavir Chakra and the Vir Chakra Awards, that are second and third in order. So up to 2018, we have about 21 awardees, and they have been given to 21 people. The first recipient is Major Somnath Sharma. Now, he is remembered for his role in the Battle of Budgam, which is a defensive encounter that took place in Budgam in Srinagar, that is Kashmir Valley, very close to the Srinagar airport. And it is during the initial stages of the first Kashmir War that was fought between India and Pakistan in 1947 and 48 over the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir that it was fought. Now, this took place in November 1947, and Major Somnath Sharma, along with his junior commissioned officers, led the 4th Battalion of the Kumaon Regiment and tried to defend the Srinagar airport against the Pakistani raiders. It was in this encounter that he, along with 20 others lost their life, and he is the first recipient of the Param Vir Chakra Award. So this is not the first time that the government is actually naming the islands after our Indian bravehearts. So the Ross Islands was named as Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Dweep when Prime Minister Narendra Modi visited the islands in 2018, while Neil Island and the Havelock Island are named as Shahid Dweep and Swaraj Dweep. So Prime Minister Narendra Modi also unveiled the Netaji Memorial, National Memorial dedicated to Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose on the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose Dweep. This memorial is a site for inspiration of the future generations. So as I told you all, the government has decided to celebrate the birthday of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose as Parakram Divas, and today, that is January 23rd, is being celebrated as Parakram Divas. So Netaji played a very crucial role, we all know, during India's freedom struggle, and he also established the Azad Hind Fauj. So the India Gate is also named as a Kartavya Path now, and also we have the statue of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose unveiled today. Last year, during the 125th birth anniversary, Prime Minister Narendra Modi had unveiled a hologram of the statue of Netaji at the Indian Gate in Delhi. Now, stating that the Andaman where the names of the Andaman Islands were associated with slavery, and therefore the government did not want to keep their memories in mind, and so Prime Minister Modi said that the names of the islands should not have the imprints of slavery. Now, renaming this and also removing the imprints of slavery, let me remind you, is one of the Panch Pran of the Amrit Kal. So there are 5 Panch Prans, or 5 promises that the government has taken for achieving before the Amrit Kal, and what India should achieve. The first pran is goal of developed India. The second one is removing the trace of colonial mindset, and we can see this in naming of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands as well. The third pran is taking pride in our roots. The fourth pran is unity, and the fifth pran is a sense of duty among the citizens. So as I told you, renaming of the islands is just to achieve the second pran of the Amrit Kal, that is to remove the trace of colonial mindset. Now let's move on to a major component of this post, and that's about the strategic importance of the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So we have there stationed in Andaman and Nicobar Islands, which are in the Bay of Bengal, the Andaman and Nicobar Command, which is an important marker of India's strategic presence in the East Indian Ocean. So lately, Bay of Bengal has emerged as a very critical area for China and Chinese companies who have been setting up critical shipping and energy posts along with ports and road infrastructure in the India's neighboring states, and also this has been causing a concern to India recently. Also added to this is, I told you, the string of pearls strategy and also the depth trap diplomacy which China is using and is evident in Sri Lanka and Maldives as well. Now, China has been increasing its presence of the ships and the submarines and the underwater drones very recently in this area. This is posing a direct threat to India's security apparatus and also the economy. And having to counter this has become an important need for India very recently. So there is also the need to expand India's maritime capabilities, and so the focus on the Andaman and Nicobar Command. So the Andaman and Nicobar Command is special not only to enable effective surveillance of the Chinese ships and the submarines in South Asia, but also to fulfill the onerous task of protecting the busy trade routes at the Andaman and Nicobar Islands that they straddle. Now, a few steps have been taken in the recent where the government, we see a lot of focus taken by the government to improve the infrastructure in the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. The very first and the most important is the optical fiber network for improving the broadband connectivity in the islands, which is also called as the Chennai Andaman Nicobar Submarine Cable Project, which was commissioned in 2020. We also have the Andaman Trunk Road, which is a lifeline of the islands. And also the Port Blair airport capacity is being enhanced to improve the capacity of the passenger intake. The government is also focusing a lot on the watered aerodrome infrastructure like floating jetties. Keeping in this mind, the center has inaugurated and is taking a lot of steps with regard to focus for security and strategic importance of these islands. For example, the Andaman and Nicobar Command was commissioned, and this is the first and the only tri-service command of the Indian Armed Forces. It is based at Port Blair. Now, this command offers logistic and administrative support system to the naval platforms and also to the military assets of the Indian Defence Forces. It is also playing an important role in monitoring the shipping routes that pass through these islands and which go through the Strait of Malacca. Also, increasing the capability of the Andaman and Nicobar Command will help India have a control over the vital global shipping routes. Also, this command is the command is very important because it has control over critical shipping choke points like the Strait of Malacca. Andaman and Nicobar Island is also a stage point or a stage for the exercise Malabar, which is conducted among the four countries of the Quad, and therefore it is also called as a Quad Force Multiplier. Government of India is now led in port-led encirclement with regard to the Andaman and Nicobar Command. So it is enhancing regional connectivity, trade, safety, security to protect the Strait of Malacca Channel. India is developing several strategic ports in the influence zone of the India and Andaman and Nicobar Command, namely the port of Chittagong in Bangladesh with rail connectivity to Tripura, the port of Mangla in Bangladesh, Sitwe port as a part of the Kaladan multimodal transport and transship project with Myanmar, the Sabang the deep sea port with India Indonesia strategic military and economic partnership. And to improve economic development in this island, India is also developing the Great Nicobar Transshipment Project. It is also focusing a lot on blue economy with regard to seaweed, aquaculture, fishing, etc. So for me to conclude, I would say that the Andaman and Nicobar Command is a staging point for India, not only with regard to security concerns, global strategic and geopolitical concerns, but also humanitarian efforts have been taken up time and again with regard to disasters in the Indian Ocean region. So it's becoming a very important staging point for India, both humanitarian wise, defense wise, and also militarily. Now, the Andaman and Nicobar Command, I would say, is an important link to meet India's ever increasing maritime domain awareness, and it is also going to play a more and more strategic role as China increases its presence in the Indian Ocean region and with the needs of India regarding to security and the geopolitical apparatus in the Indian Ocean. So, Andaman and Nicobar Command is of a lot of importance to India, keeping in mind India's position at the head of the Indian Ocean. I hope these points were helpful to you all with regard to the strategic importance of Andaman and Nicobar Islands and today's post. If you did like, please do comment, give me your ideas, share your views and advices, etc. And do like, share and subscribe and follow me for daily updates. I shall see you in my next post, and until then, it's happy learning.